All right, folks, we've got pistons, we've got rings, we've got main bearings. We've got a block that's all bored out, honed, decked, ready to go. Been looking forward to this one for a while, so let's get at it. Okay, well, I have to admit, this kind of stuff is my absolute favorite. The fact that I'm rebuilding this motor again after such a short amount of time might tell you that I'm not that great at it, but this is the kind of stuff that I really enjoy. This slow, step-by-step, hands-on, more technical things. Okay, so before I get started, as you can see, these bolts here are a bit too long. I couldn't find the actual ones when I put this engine on the stand, and because it was just the block, I figured it was okay, but as soon as I start putting weight onto this thing, I don't feel comfortable with that anymore. So right down under here, I've got the bolts that are the proper length, and so first things first, I'm just going to lift this thing up and readjust those bolts, and then we can get going. Okay, well, one thing I cannot believe I didn't realize until now. Every time I've put this thing on here, I had this engine stand facing the other way, which of course doesn't fit inside the frame of this engine hoist, and finally realized that if you just put it in backwards, you can pull it right in, extend the arm out over here, and lift it up, which is just hilarious. Alright, well, I got the block hanging here from the engine hoist. I've mentioned this in other videos, and it just has to be said. These motors, when they're fully assembled, are quite heavy, so it's important to use stuff that's actually rated for that kind of weight. I mean, as you can see, I've got this at the 1 ton setting, which is a couple thousand pounds. That block's probably 300 or 400 or whatever it is, I don't know. This load leveler is good for 1,500 pounds. This engine stand's good for 1,500 pounds. This is all just sort of entry-level stuff that I bought, but it's really important, especially as this thing gets full of parts and is somewhere up around 1,000 pounds or so. It is really important to make sure you got the stuff that can handle it safely. Okay, so I have got this in there, proper length of bolts, all tightened up, and I feel a lot safer about this. When you think about how heavy this is, if your toes were under there and something broke or whatever, I mean, it would be devastating. You look at my hand, this got on the wrong end of a set of chain and sprockets when I was 16 at a sawmill, and let me tell you, when metal decides to hurt you, you're just made out of butter, and not a whole heck of a lot you can do to stop it. So anyways, I feel pretty good about this now, and I'm going to roll her on over, probably flip it upside down and drop the cam in there, drop the crank in there and get going. Okay, wow, this whole thing got derailed before it even really started today. As you can see there's some pitting on that lifter or tappet. This is a set of Hamilton cams, tappets that I bought. The camshaft does not appear to have any obvious signs of damage. Nothing that even looks anywhere near like that. Okay, well, it is hours later. I seem to have the tappet situation sorted out. I'm gonna go get a new one from Cummins tonight. Okay, next up, I'm gonna pull these rods out of the bags, get them cleaned up, and then start assembling them onto those pistons there. Okay, well, I got the crank dropped in there, new bearings, tons of assembly lube. Got the tappets dropped in. I'm actually just in the process of swapping the cam gear over. So next up, I will start assembling the rods and pistons, and then those can go in, and I guess I could start doing main caps and stuff too, but anyways, coming along. I've also got the pistons and rods assembled, so once I get the cam gear swapped here, then I can put the cam in, which will hold those tappets in place down there. Okay, so the plan for tomorrow, hopefully I will have this crankshaft torqued down. I can have the cam gear swapped, and then put the new cam in there, and then flip the block over, put the pistons in with the new rings on there, get all that stuff torqued down, and then rotating assembly will be done. Okay, I got this crankshaft all torqued down, Everything is spinning just lovely. So I'm probably gonna pull one of the center caps off and do the plastic gauge and just make sure everything's fine. I'm sure it is, but you know, better to confirm. Okay, well, we're making progress. I've got the mains in there and all torqued down. I think I still need to torque the rod bolts here. I got the pistons in, all that kind of stuff. I need to pull the cam back out so that I can put the timing cover on, which is this piece here. It was pretty filthy. We're getting pretty close to being ready for primer. And then went to the parts store. I got a 20 overhead gasket. I've got the new timing cover gaskets. This is the front and rear, and I think this might even have a front crank seal. Got the new exhaust gaskets, and then rear main seal. All right, so things have been going very slow this week. It's actually Saturday today, and you know, I've been getting pulled in a few different directions outside of the shop, trying to get this move and buying a house and stuff sorted out, but also I ran into a few issues that have just silly little things that just took way too much time getting this motor together. So anyways, I'm going to work on it today. Hopefully I can get the head on and stuff like that. And anyways, just going to keep picking away at it. All right, well, I have to say I apologize for not showing this whole thing step by step, but this week has not gone according to plan and things are moving very slowly. So anyways, just gonna try and give you updates as I can. So I got the head on there, new head gasket. I also forgot to mention the other day when I put in the new pistons and connecting rods, I put in new rod bearings. So the ARP head studs are all lubricated and in place. So this is ready to torque down now. Got the rocker arms all loosened off and all that. So once I get her torqued down, I can do a basic sort of valve lash set. But anyways, coming along. All right, well, the head is on there and torqued down. It's probably close to 100 steps to get that all done, but there we go. Next up, I'm going to throw the injectors in here just to keep crud out of there. I'll throw the valve covers on, and then I'll probably tape up that inlet for the intake. All right, well, as you can see, that is basically a complete motor. Most of today was taking care of a few loose ends. I did the valve lash and stuff. Spent a lot of time masking everything off. Got this thing basically assembled. There's a couple items that won't be on here for painting, like the fan. I will paint that separately, as well as the big bracket that goes on out here for the lower rad hose. So this thing is almost ready to paint. I ran out of masking tape, so I still got to do that. And then these holes here, I'll probably stuff something in there just to protect the threads a little. The block is still a little bit oily from me putting it back together, but next step will be kind of going through and degreasing and maybe scuff it up a little bit and get it ready to paint. All right, folks, well, I'm sorry I didn't show more steps this week. Honestly, things did not get off to a good start. It's been super hot in here and I just needed to get this done. So anyways, I cannot wait to get this thing painted and put in the truck. That's going to be a huge milestone. And once that's done, there's a lot of other parts that can start going back together, which is nice. So anyways, just want to say thanks for stopping by. Hope you have a good day. Take care.